I've always considered myself to be a man on a mission. Ever since I was a young boy, I knew I was bound for stardom. I want to enrich this world with culture and art. And if I have not done that in, say, 30 years, then I am nothing.
Horatio Simmons. Seen as one of the most underrated and controversial actors of the 20th century, making his name in the 1960s, but is often not remembered by many. Horatio had his first breakout role in the 1963 film Motek the Monk, directed by David Sharman.
Yes, I first saw him, I can't remember the name of the film, but I first saw Harry in this film and I knew that I wanted him for Motek the Monk. I was a young director in the 60s. I'd only made a few low-budget films and then I got a break. The studio gave me a vast sum of money in those days to make Motek.
The end scene of Motek, I believe, is one of the most visually striking scenes in cinematic history. Not only is it visually striking, but you can also feel the raw emotion.
Aye, you take away my home. But know ye this, villain, the Lord shall grant me vengeance.
It wasn't a pleasant experience making Motek the Monk. We had so many rows and in the end he walked off the set.
Horatio was cast to be the lead role in the 1964 film Reliant James, but after this argument, he was shunned from Hollywood. Reliant James, scene 4, take 1, action.
I feel it. The wind in the trees. The wind in the... You know what, I'm not saying that.
Harry...
It's a terrible line. And don't call me Harry, it's Horatio. I've told you many times.
Yes, and of course everybody called him Harry, but he hated it. He really hated it. He thought it sort of demeaned his character.
Harry, please, just say the line.
Do you think me a charlatan, my man? I'm an actor, a professionally trained actor, and I won't be doing this.
Then put some shoes on if you're a professionally trained actor.
Did you tell Wells to put his shoes on?
I did. I did.
I'm not working with you again. I will tell Hollywood of your crimes. I'm not working with anyone again. I'll be sure of it.
Good luck getting a job.
Whatever.
Now, I kind of think that he was a very, very lonely person. At the time I didn't realise. But you know, he never married. It was like he was totally married to his work. I remember distinctly he wouldn't have his picture taken with anybody else. It was like he was frightened that people would take attention away from him.
Horatio's later life, though, was a hard one. Well, he had many problems with depression from the failures that he'd suffered and, alcoholism as well. Of course, desperately trying to claw his way back into the world that he'd left.
But you know, it's really sad because we had dinner together and we had this very fruitful discussion about this new film that he wanted to make, and I started putting everything in action, and then a week later I heard he died. It could have been his greatest work, and we'll never see it.
In 1976, Horatio died from a heart attack in his apartment in Paris. He was 46.
It's tragic because he was a great actor. He loved poetry, he loved words. He sadly, in the end, didn't reach his potential.
If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blame it on you, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too, if you can wait and not be tired by waiting or being lied about, don't deal in lies, or being hated, don't give way to hating, and yet don't look too good nor talk too wise.
But what is left of Horatio's legacy still remains poignant pieces left to be revelled and enjoyed.
Well, you know that I love to live with you. but you make me forget so very much.